Long, the CFL has been showcasing big-time excitement. Tonight, we honor the league's best from west to east as they go head-to-head. Live from Winnipeg, we honor the CFL's most outstanding players for 1998. The CFL's best shine bright on awards night. Welcome to Winnipeg, host city for Grey Cup 1998. Tonight from the Manitoba Centennial Concert Hall, it's the annual Chrysler CFL Outstanding Player Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to your host for tonight. On behalf of the Sports Network, Cactus Jack Wells.
Hi. Where are you, huh? Hi, son.
Well, I knew this was your town, Pop.
Well, thank you very much, John.
But this is usually my show.
Well, I'm awfully happy to be with you. I know you need a little carrying.
It's a pleasure to be home here in warm and wonderful Winnipeg and to stand beside a guy who's been on the Blue Bomber beat since 1941. It's... By my calculation, that's 57 years. What was the greatest of all those memorable Blue Bomber teams?
The 1958 team that won the Grey Cup in 1958, they won the Grey Cup, snapping a 19-year drought.
For the record, how many coaches have you outlasted?
About, my last count, 9 or 10.
And how many?
14 all told.
How many general managers?
About up to 9, I quit counting.
You'll likely outlast Tillman, too.
Oh, I think so. But he's a little younger than I am.
I really thought the Bombers would have a great year this year and be here for the Grey Cup game in 1998.
Well, I did too, until after the third game. Then it was goodbye, Mabel.
Not many victories to celebrate here in Winnipeg in 1998, but it was a season like few others in recent memory, a year of excellence in Canadian football and full of memorable milestones.
Henry Williams, 10,000 and counting.
He is getting a standing ovation from the crowd here at Commonwealth, and it's well-deserved.
No one in the history of the Canadian Football League has caught more passes than number 80 of the green and white, Donald Narcisse.
Darryl Mitchell, and there it is, catch number 127, a CFL record.
Magnificent. Touchdown number 100 in the great career of Alan Pitts.
Here's Pringle, right side, 2,000 and more, touchdown!
Well, Dad, thank you very much for joining me for the opening here tonight. I've got a seat for you down here in row 5, and you can enjoy the show. I'm sure she's right down
Thank you
there.
very much.
Well, hang in here for a second, though. 1998 was a year for record beaters, and now please welcome the 10 finalists for the CFL's Outstanding Player Awards. It was a dream season for the Stampeders, and 4 of 5 Western nominees are from Calgary this time. Montreal and Hamilton dominate the Eastern selections. Gentlemen, congratulations all, and good luck tonight. We'll kick things off right after a quick break. Coming right up on the 1998 Chrysler Awards, the big guys, the offensive linemen nominees in 1998.
The CFL Chrysler Outstanding Player Awards. Brought to you by Dodge Trucks, official trucks of the CFL. By the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends, see you tonight. And by Adidas, official sponsor of the CFL.
It was born of royalty, crowned in glory, and has held court over some of the fiercest battles of all time. It has witnessed moments of greatness, noble men of courage undaunted in their quest for victory. It is a living testament to the spirit of our game.
All week, your men gave you 100%. Make that 110. So tonight, you're taking them for a well-deserved night out. There's only one problem. You don't have the Dodge Ram Quad Cab. It's got 4 doors, a choice of 4 powerful engines, and plenty of room for up to 6 people.
I feel really close to you guys.
Time was we could do anything we wanted to, but now there's nothing left to prove. Oh, tonight it's never been more right. You see the world in a different light. All right, I'll see you tonight.
An infinite number of monkeys on an infinite number of typewriters will eventually define all that is Canada.
Gentlemen, down south, we have trouble following your puck. So what we want to do is introduce this blue streak on screen every time someone passes the puck. And when they shoot it, red streak. Blue pass, red shoot. You get it, boys?
Welcome back to the Manitoba Centennial Concert Hall in the 1998 Chrysler Awards from Canada's Grey Cup city of Winnipeg. This year, all nominees will each receive RCA Television's compliments of the official home electronics supplier of the CFL. RCA, changing entertainment again. And time now to honor the 2 best offensive linemen in Canadian football. Who better to present the award than a couple of guys who have been offensive themselves at times? A former Argo, now working on TSN's Friday Night Football, Chris Schultz, and from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and CBC Football, Chris Walby.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Chris, I must admit, I am honored to be able to present the award for the most outstanding offensive lineman in the country of Canada. And I'll tell you, offensive lineman, more than any other position, it's the toughest. You got to be the smartest. You got to be the most precise. You got to be the most dedicated. Don't you agree?
Well, I think that the reason they only had 1 marquee player is they couldn't afford 5 offensive linemen.
That's right.
That's what happens.
Now, Chris, back in 1993 and in 1987, you were fortunate enough to win this award. What is going through the mind of these guys backstage, Azumo KK and Freddie Childress? I mean, are they nervous? Is there anxiety level? Do they all want to get it over with, or do they both want to be on stage?
You know what? You want to enjoy the moment, savor the moment. They're all going to the thing and they're saying, you know what? I got a chance. I think I'm going to win it. But the other guy, he's pretty good. But I might win it. But that other guy, he did that.
This is pretty good.
But you know what? When it all boils down, they're all excited. They said, you know what? It's just an honor. Both of them are great football players.
Yes.
Both of them are deserving of this award.
Absolutely. Well, enough about us. Let's now meet the 2 nominees for the most outstanding offensive lineman in Canada.
The Eastern nominee for most outstanding lineman is Azumo Okeke of the Montreal Alouettes. This 5th-year tackle enjoyed a spectacular season, leading the Owls' offensive line to the 3rd fewest quarterback sacks and paving the way for Mike Pringle's 2,000-yard season. In the West, it's Fred Childress of the Calgary Stampeders. Also in his 5th CFL season, this 3-time league All-Star led the Stampeders' offensive line playing in all 18 games and was one big reason why the Stamps led the entire CFL in total offense with over 7,000 yards. 2 nominees with great 1998 seasons. And to make the presentation to the most outstanding offensive lineman is the publisher of the Edmonton Sun newspaper. Please welcome Mr. Craig Martin.
Thank you. On behalf of Sun Media, it is my great pleasure to announce the Chrysler Award for the Outstanding Offensive Lineman for 1998 goes to... We never practiced this. Okay, Fred Childress.
There you go, put it up. First, I would like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to play football, and then I want to thank my mother, Helen Childress, for giving me the guidance and the courage to do the things that I do. Second, I'd like to thank my wife, Susan, and I'd also like to thank my daughter, Sierra. Hi, Sierra, back at home. And it's kind of emotional. I would also like to thank my teammates for the support and all the hard work we went through this year, you know, to get to the place we want to be, to set out the beginning of the year to get to the Grey Cup. Now we're here, now we got to represent. And then final thoughts, I would like to thank Vicki and Shelley Goldberg for keeping my daughter Sierra while we're at this big event. Thank you very much, I very do appreciate it.
Congratulations, Fred. Up next, 2 Canadians outstanding all over the field. Hamilton's Mike Morreale and Calgary's Vince Danielson. Every year, there are a few plays guaranteed to make the highlight reels from coast to coast. And as we take a break, a few of Canadian football's most memorable moments.
My daughter is a ski instructor and has to drive 100 kilometers to work. One day it was so snowy she couldn't see but 2 feet in front of her face when this car spun out ahead of her. She kept control while the car behind her went into the ditch. It was only because the car had Blizzaks that I let her drive alone.
Now get Bridgestone Blizzak in 2 tread designs, Ice Gripper or Winter Biter. More options for total control this winter. Blizzak by Bridgestone, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
Elvis Stojko gives his all. No holds barred, nothing held back. Just full out with everything he's got. Like McCain Frozen Punch goes full out with thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice every time for champions like Elvis. When you want it all, go for the real taste of McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, full out taste every time.
The Dodge Durango features a third bench, and the most spacious interior in its class. And the same passenger and cargo carrying capability of larger sport utility vehicles, but in a smaller, more manageable size. Because aren't sport utility vehicles supposed to take you anywhere?
The weather outlook for Sunday in Winnipeg, sunny and a balmy 3 degrees above. Just about perfect weather for the city's second Grey Cup party. Welcome back to the 1998 Chrysler CFL Outstanding Player Awards. Every year, the Football Reporters of Canada are delighted to select the CFL All-Stars and vote on the Chrysler Awards. Every year, we need help to count the ballots and keep it a secret until tonight. That's where Ken Hewson comes in. He and his partners at Deloitte Touche are here to count the ballots and put the results in the sealed envelopes that are impossible to open. Now, if Ken gives us the big wave, that means only he and his partners know who the winners are here tonight. There we go. So that proves that absolutely everything is on the up and up. This game and this league would have faded away years ago had it not been for the pride and passion of Canadian-born players who play in the CFL. Two of the very best defensive backs ever to play Canadian football are here to honor two of the best in 1998. TSN's Glenn Suter and Winnipeg's own Paul Bennett.
Thanks, John. Good evening, everybody. You know, Paul, I got to ask you something. Do you think it's a good idea that we let the old linemen go first because there was food in the green room?
Absolutely. Let them get out of here before they run us over.
Okay. Paul, you won this award in 83 and 85. 83, you're a Bomber, and 85 with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. You know, considering where we are tonight, which was the best of the two?
Well, to win an outstanding Canadian award at any time is a wonderful thing. Winning it as a Winnipeg Blue Bomber was indeed a pleasure. But I have to admit, for me, looking back at the time with the 85 team, and we set a new record at that time for interceptions with 46, and going on to the Grey Cup in 86. But 85 for me was special. The team camaraderie, the togetherness was really something special.
And in 85, you also beat out a guy that's going to be up here in a minute.
Well, it was quite interesting. I'd lost the defensive award to Tyrone Jones at the time, and I go, oh my God, am I going to get shut out here? I'm looking over, and there's Joe Poplawski, and I'm going, there's no way I'm going to win this one here. But I got lucky that night and was able to take Joe Pop. But he's got a bunch at home already in the wall, so he was going to share this one with me.
Well, you know, speaking of receivers, though, we have a dilemma here. Like, you were a safety, and I'm a safety, and, you know, I mean, like receivers, we have to give it to a receiver tonight.
Well, we have to. What's the deal here, though? I mean, we had to go out there and sort of read and react. I mean, receivers, they go into the huddle, they tell them where to go, they tell them, you know, run this route.
Right.
I mean, at least we were a little creative, but hey, pretty good athletes.
You know what? It's a conspiracy, but hey, they had a great season. Let's take a look at this year's Canadian nominees.
The Western representative for most outstanding Canadian is Vince Danielson of the Calgary Stampeders. Voted for the second straight year as his team's top Canadian, this fifth-year slot back from UBC also enjoyed his second straight 1,000-yard season. 83 catches, 1,039 yards, and 6 touchdowns, despite being slowed by injuries. The Eastern nominee, Mike Morreale of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. 98 was a breakthrough season for this fourth-year product of McMaster. He recorded career bests with 67 catches, 1,076 yards, and 6 TDs. Averaging over 16 yards a catch, his 92-yard touchdown in Week 6 was the second longest of the season.
Both nominees had great seasons. And to make the presentation of the most outstanding Canadian in 1998, on behalf of Molson Brewery, Western Division President Blair Shire.
Thank you, John, and on behalf of Molson and our employees across the country, it's my pleasure to present this year's Outstanding Canadian Award to Mike Morreale.
I hope the game on Sunday is a heck of a lot easier than this. This is nutty. First of all, I want to congratulate Vince. Vince, you had a great season. Vince and I were together in '94 when we weren't even anybody's. We were up for the draft in Winnipeg, and we were roommates. So I'm very proud of what you've done, Vince. Congratulations. First of all, I just want to thank first and foremost is the Canadian Football League. It's a great honor to play in what I consider the best football ever played anywhere in the world. And you continue to give young Canadians like myself a chance to live out their dreams, and hopefully the ones in the future can have the set the same goals and achieve some great things as well. I guess I couldn't do it at all, though, without my teammates, and these things wouldn't mean anything. I'd trade that thing in right now for a Grey Cup on Sunday, and I want to thank them very much. I want to thank Coach Ron Lancaster for giving me the opportunity to actually be a starter for the first time in my career, and I hope he thinks he made the right choice. He's the best coach I ever had, that's for sure. R.D. Lancaster, our offense coordinator. Oh, now I'm getting all moist. The boys are going to get on me now. Jeez. R.D. for always being encouraging to me. Danny Mack and Darren and Andrew and Bobby, Showtime Olive, and the rest of the guys on offense and our O-line and our defense, and Ozzy for kicking that field goal. I love you guys, man. To Chrysler Canada for putting on these awards, to my parents. They're the best parents in the world. To my brother and my sister who can't be here. To my dad who had to buy a suit because he forgot one at home. And to my fiancée, Mary Jo, I love you all very much. And last but not least, this guy right here, to Normie Casola. You're always in my heart. I love you. I know you're watching. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mike. Next up, two players who made lasting impressions in their very first season in the Canadian Football League. The rookie nominees are two superb cornerbacks, Montreal's Baron Miles and BC's Steve Mohammed. And on Sunday, the Chrysler Player of the Game will receive the keys to this brand new Dodge Durango on display in the foyer here in the Centennial Concert Hall in Winnipeg.
Got a history, a way of making memories, a place you wanna be. Oh, tonight, it's never been more bright. You see the world in a different light. Alright, I'll see you tonight.
Elegant gift wrapping says a lot about your gift, and it also says a lot about you. Now we're going to start with a textured foil. Even if you're old thumbs, wrapping like this is easy. Now I like to pre-cut the tape so I can just place it on the gift.
Pay as you go from Cantel AT&T. No monthly bill, no credit check, and no contract.
Here we have the final gift. Oh, of course, don't forget to remove the price tag before you start wrapping. I think this is beautifully wrapped, and I would be happy to see
My daughter is a ski instructor and has to drive 100 kilometers to work. One day it was so snowy she couldn't see but 2 feet in front of her face when this car spun out ahead of her. She kept control while the car behind her went into the ditch. It was only because the car had Blizzaks that I let her drive alone.
Now Bridgestone introduces the newest Blizzak tire, the Ice Gripper, for ultimate ice driving performance. Blizzak by Bridgestone, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
Hey fans, come and see the 1998 Vanier Cup November 28th. The best in Canadian university football battle it out at Skydome. And you can drive home in a new 1999 Cavalier Z24 to be given away at halftime. Tickets are available at all Ticketmaster outlets, by phone at 416-872-5000 or on the Ticketmaster website. Make your plans for the biggest football party of the year. The Vanier Cup November 28th at Skydome. For more information, visit the Vanier Cup website. Welcome back to the 1998 CFL Chrysler Player Awards. Once again, your host, Mr. John Wells.
It's been a great night so far, and we still have 5 awards to hand out, including the CFL's Outstanding Player Award. Not only do the winners join a select group of previous CFL greats, they also receive beautiful rings and trophies supplied for the 2nd straight year by Intergold. Next up, the Tom Pate Award, presented by the CFL Players Association. And here to make the presentation, a couple of presidents, Dan Ferroni of the CFL Players Association and Moran Armutlu of Intergold. Gentlemen.
Wow. This is something else, eh? This is my favorite season, Grey Cup.
Yes, Dad, and what a tremendous year for the CFL. Congratulations to Hamilton and Calgary.
Moran and I are here to give the CFL Players Association Man of the Year Award. The Tom Pate Award is named after a young Hamilton player who died on the field during a CFL game. In his honor, the Players Association established an award voted by the players to recognize the player for outstanding contribution to his team, his league, his Players Association, but most of all, to his community.
This year's winner of the Tom Pate Award, through his dedication and unselfishness, has surpassed this criteria. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Tom Pate Award for 1998 is Glenn Schriever from Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Dan and Moran, especially. Funny story. 1991, I was here for these awards, and I saw Chris Walby and Miles Gorell walk in their big monkey suits, and they looked like Tugboat and one of the guys from wrestling, and I was like, wow, what a neat night. Years later, I end up here, and I always said, you know, if I got a chance to do this, I'd do it upright. So if you'll indulge me, I'd like to do that tonight. I'd like to begin by thanking both the CFL Players Association and the Selection Committee for naming me the 1998 Tom Pate Award winner. To receive this award and now be included with such a select group that boasts names such as fellow Winnipegger Mark McLaughlin and Pinball Clemens, who I think is the best ambassador the CFL has ever known, is very special. I will forever be honored to be mentioned the same sentence as people like Mark and Pinball. To be the first Blue Bomber to receive this award and to accept it here in my hometown is icing on the cake. One might say a dream come true. I did not reach this stage in my life without the help and support of many others. Tonight, if you will indulge me, I would like to acknowledge people from 3 parts of my life that have provided me with the opportunity to experience some of the achievements that I have enjoyed in my life. The first part is my professional life. To the Winnipeg Football Club, I would like to thank the Winnipeg Football Club for believing me in 1997 when others had given up or written me off. You have allowed me to fulfill a lifelong dream and play for the Big Blue. I know I speak for my entire family when I say thank you for providing me that opportunity. Mr. Jeff Fisher, the trainer here in Winnipeg, for those of you who don't know him by name. Jeff fills so many roles for the Bomber players. He is part trainer, part psychologist, especially mine, a strength and conditioning expert, but most importantly, we can rely on him as a friend. Fish, you do it all. Thank you for believing in me and going the extra mile. Your work and attention to detail is something very special and very much appreciated. You truly are one of the good ones. Gil Scott, for 9 years, Gil has helped me play the game I love for a living. Thank you for keeping my dream alive. To Kirk and Diane at Reebok Canada, your generosity and support have been nothing less than super. Thank you for believing. The second stage, my mentors. Art Bear Bryant. Bear was the Kelvin High School guidance counselor. The guys were all there today at my alma mater. In 1983, he invited a downtrodden grade 10 student into his office to catch a glimpse of the big picture. After our chat, I realized that dropping out of school would not be in my best interest and that it would limit any opportunities I might have in the future. You are one of the reasons I am motivated to spend as much time with the youth of Winnipeg as I do. I have been told that if you reach one student per presentation that you've been a success. I want you to know that I am one of those kids and you have contributed to my success to date. Thank you. Kent Warrior Warnock. Kent, the most visible thing you did for me was the pass on the claw. But what I am most grateful for is that you took me under your wing and taught me what it was to be a pro. Thank you. Derek Mankind McCready. Deke, thank you for being a friend as well as a role model in how to conquer adversity. I know persistence is the key, but most importantly that you believe in yourself. I wish every true fan of this great league could have the opportunity to get to know you as well as I have during my career. Russ Arman. Russ was my college roommate and was the best man in our wedding. Russ, you've taught me the true meaning of unconditional friendship. You are also my role model for life after football. And last but not least, my family. To my wife, Kelly. So far, you've survived 3 moves, 3 different cities, 7 operations, and a combined total of 7 wins in the past 2 years. Thank you for your patience, strength, and support. I couldn't have done it without you. I love you. To my brother and sister, Colin and Kate, thank you for reshuffling your lives to be here tonight. It means a great deal. And last but certainly not least, my parents, Harvey and Carol. I will never be able to repay you for all that you have sacrificed to make me a success that I am today. Tonight, I would like to dedicate this award to you both. Dad, you have stressed not only the importance of staying and living in the community, but getting involved with it as well. You have taught me how important it is to give back to the community, and especially the kids. It is a gift to be able to show them that it is possible to chase dreams and make them a reality. Tonight, I accept this award, hopefully knowing I have fulfilled these wishes. Once again, thank you.
Nicely done, Glenn, and congratulations on a very well-deserved award. Now to present the award to the most outstanding rookie, the most talked-about broadcaster in Winnipeg Grey Cup week from Friday Night Football, he's Eric Tillman, along with Blue Bomber Hall of Famer Joe Poplawski.
Hang on. Eric, I think they like you here, Eric.
But I think they love you.
Oh, no.
Joe, you had a great career here, and it all started off with a bang. Back in 1978, your rookie year, 75 catches, just a terrific season, culminated with Rookie of the Year. You must have just tremendous memories.
Yeah, 78 was a very special year for me, no doubt. A number of fond memories. However, 1978, you got to think about this. That was 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was only about 13 or 14 when I broke into the league. But in all honesty, there are a number of fond memories. But the one thing which stands out in my mind the most was the fact that I had such a problem in understanding some of the fellas such as Dieter Brock, Mike Holmes, individuals such as Butch Norman and Buddy Brown, and they all had one thing in common. They were from the Deep South.
Sort of like me, and I think you understand me okay, right?
Well, yeah, but I do notice that there is a little twang in your voice. And you know what? I think we might be able to cure that here.
Maybe we can start working on that next week.
Well, maybe we can.
Joe, it's time for us now to honor 2 outstanding rookies who came in year 1 and just made tremendous contribution to this league.
The West nominee for Most Outstanding Rookie is Steve Muhammad of the BC Lions. This first-year cornerback from Fresno State had a great debut. leading the CFL with 10 interceptions. He also made 45 tackles, recovered 3 fumbles for 60 yards and 1 touchdown, knocked down 11 passes, and was great contributing to the Lions' special teams. The East nominee, Baron Miles of the Montreal Alouettes. Hailing from Nebraska, this 5'9" corner played as big as they come in his first season, finishing 7th in the league with 74 tackles and ranking 4th with 6 interceptions, returning them for 82 yards. Baron Miles of the Alouettes. 2 rookies with an instant impact on the CFL. And to make the presentation to the most outstanding rookie on behalf of Adidas Canada is their president, Mr. Tom Wright.
Thank you very much. Adidas Canada is a very proud partner with the Canadian Football League, and we're equally proud to be here tonight to share in all the wonderful accomplishments of all the athletes here tonight. But in terms of first-year players, it gives me great pleasure to announce the recipient of the 1998 Chrysler Award for Most Outstanding Rookie to Steve Mohammed.
First, like to thank Almighty God, Allah, for blessing me with the ability to play the game. I know there's not a lot of people in the world that can play this sport, and I'm very fortunate. This has humbled me, you know. I envisioned this 6 months ago when me and my wife were sitting down, and you know, I was selling shoes out of Foot Locker, and I was really, you know, really soul searching, you know, down inside, and you know, I was telling my wife, you know, look, I can play this game, and she convinced me to put together a highlight tape and send to all the teams, you know, across the nation, the NFL, and BC Lions were the first to, you know, contact me, and I gave my word that I'd come out and perform, and you know, I just like to say, you know, thank you, Nicole, for you giving me a second chance to play the game that I love. This is, I mean, I'm really blown away, you know, because, you know, like the gentleman said before me, you know, you can chase your dreams and you can make them a reality. And you know, I'd just like to say thank you again. You know, I'd like to say thank CFL, Players Association, CFL. I mean, just everybody that was, you know, helping me to become who I am. Coaching staff, Coach Rita, Coach Greg Mons, the addition of all the assistant coaches to the players. I mean, even those who say that the little people, you know, the people that, you know, when you get famous or you accept awards like this, you tend to forget. You know, I remember my coach back in junior college who accepted me and told me, look, you can do what you wanted to do. I mean, people who told me I can do, I mean, almost anything, and I've accomplished that. And I mean, Coach Green, Fresno State, my defensive back coach, I mean, I can't say enough tonight, and I appreciate, you know, CFL, you know, for, I'm speechless, to the people back home, I got the facts, thank you. And to all of my teammates back at BC, I won't be bringing no donuts next year.
Congratulations, Steve. Next, we salute the CFL's outstanding defensive player. The nominees were just that in 1998. Calgary's Alondra Johnson and Hamilton's Joe Montford. This year, it was tough to make a decision on the finalists, as you'll see by some of the great moments on defense in 98.
Here's Springer. Whoa, look out!
out. Pass. Oh, look out.
Gets a big one. What a big hit.
Picked up by Rob Hitchcock, and here he comes. Oh, big hit with Ted Long.
Elvis Stoico gives his all. No holds barred. Nothing held back. Just full out with everything he's got. Like McCain Frozen Punch goes full out with thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice every time for champions like Elvis. When you want it all, go for the real taste of McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, full out taste every time.
Football is a game of skill, endurance, passion, where you play to win or play just for fun. Welcome to Flag Football Canada, a really cool way to play football. Adidas with the CFL, NFL, Gatorade, and TSN give you 5-on-5 non-contact football for boys and girls until you're ready for the big time. Get into the action.
There's nothing like playing football.
Pay as you go from Cantel AT&T. With no monthly bill, credit check, or contract. Now anyone can get a cell phone for Christmas.
Welcome back to the Centennial Concert Hall in Winnipeg for the 1998 CFL Chrysler Player Awards. Once again, here's John Wells.
We have 3 more awards to hand out in Winnipeg tonight, and it's a pleasure to introduce our next 2 presenters from Friday Night Football on TSN, James Duthie, and from the Edmonton Journal, the president of the Football Reporters of Canada, Joanne Ireland.
Now, before we congratulate our nominees, I would first of all like to congratulate my co-presenter, who is the first female president of the Football Reporters of Canada.
Thank you, James. I may be the first and last for a while. They found out I had my own dressing room, so I think I might be impeached this weekend.
Okay. Now, the fate of all these guys was kind of in your hands tonight. Tell us how the winners were voted on.
Well, I know this may be hard to believe, but we keep this very simple for all our reporters. We pass out 4 ballots around to each of the CFL cities, and then we add on 4 national voters, and we turn it over to the hands of the accountants.
All right. Now, I just want to say in advance, because we're about to present 2 guys who are very big and mean, I just want to clarify, I did not have a vote to the loser. So, Joe, we're okay about this? Because, frankly, you scare me. Okay. Now, this is the Willie Pless Memorial Award, sort of. Like, I guess Willie's still with us, but Willie has been here an awful lot. You're from Edmonton, you know all about Willie.
I know all about Willie, and anyone who's watched this show has heard all about Willie. There will be 10 minutes of airtime to fill here for anyone who has to make an acceptance speech tonight.
But there will be a new winner tonight, and let's get to it. Without further ado, the nominees for the most outstanding defensive player.
The Eastern nominee for Most Outstanding Defensive Player is Joe Montford of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. A 4-year CFL veteran, Montford was a key member of the Ticat resurgence in '98 as he led the league with a career-best 21 quarterback sacks. He also topped all defensive players with 6 forced fumbles and set the pace for defensive linemen with 56 tackles. The West nominee, Alondra Johnson of the Calgary Stampeders. A 10-year CFL vet in his 8th season with the Red and White, Johnson continues to be the mainstay of a Stamp defense that was the league's best against the run in '98, giving up only 1,710 yards on the ground. Johnson finished 4th in the league with 79 defensive tackles, running his career total to 806, second in CFL history. 2 defensive players who left their mark in 1998. And to make the presentation to the most outstanding defensive player is the sales manager of Canadian Airlines for the Prairies and Alberta. Please welcome Mr. Dave Sklanders.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Canadian Airlines, our employees and customers, it gives me great pleasure to announce the Chrysler Outstanding Defensive Player for 1998 is Joe Monford from the Hamilton Power Plants.
First of all, I would like to thank Chrysler for putting this on for everybody. Next, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for making it all possible. And AIA for giving the CFL players an outlet, you know, when you don't have to go to church on Sundays, when you're at practice and things of that nature, you have an outlet to praise the Lord and understand more about Him. Next, I'd like to thank my mom, who's always been there for me, single-parent home for me and my brother. Always been our rock. When I had my injuries and everybody else telling me to stop, she's always pushed me and guided me and helped me to succeed in whatever I did. When I was told I was too small to play whatever position it was, she was always there to tell me, you know, just go out there and put your uniform on and show them. So I want to thank them, Mom. Next, I'd like to thank my family for always being there, my brothers, my aunts, and my uncles. I had 10 family members to come down to the game for the Eastern Final. In Montreal, Okiki, and Pringle, y'all scared to death out of them, man. And they want to thank you for giving us such a great game and giving us such a great game, man. I know it was tough. It's been tough on, you know, y'all last year being, you know, falling short, and us last year going 2-16. So I just want to thank y'all for giving us a great game and always being a sportsman and coming out and shaking hands and being the team sportsman. Next, I'd like to thank Coach Lancaster. I remember the first day I was pretty much new to the CFL and the coaches or whatever, and I walked in the office and I seen Coach Lancaster. I really didn't know who he was. And he asked me where I was going, and I told him I was going to the back. He's like, well, what's your name? And being introduced to him was a great honor right then, and I'm so proud of what he's done for Hamilton and the city of Hamilton and the fans and the team, and allowing the team to mold and become a unit and a loving group, a group of guys, whatever. Thank you. Next, I'd like to thank Coach Suzzy and Coach Deke for always standing tough. You know, I know it's always been hard, and I was one of the big mouth guys that always thinks he can pretty much diagram the play or defensive play or whatever, and always standing by me. Much love, Deke. You know. And next to my teammates for always being, you know, the crazy dogs, you know, and always believing. And I truly believe we're a team of destiny, and I think we're going to prove it on Sunday. So, well, last but not least, all I want to know is where my dogs at?
Congratulations, Joe, just a super year. Time now to hand out the Commissioner's Award, and who better to present it than the Commissioner of the Canadian Football League, Mr. John Tory.
Thank you, John, and hi, everybody.
The Commissioner's Award was established in 1990 to honor those who have made outstanding contributions to Canadian football, often behind the scenes. And tonight I've chosen to honor 3 people who represent a group which is important to the health of our game and to our league. These 3 in particular have helped to create interest in the CFL and maintain that all-important connection between the fans and the game. Quite frankly, all 3 of them can be a pain in the backside from time to time, but you have to take these things as a package. Between them, these 3 men have been present for more than 100 Grey Cup games. Jim Proudfoot of the Toronto Star is a member of the Football Reporters of Canada Hall of Fame, and he has covered more than 40 Grey Cup games in his time. According to Milt Dunnell, Jim once returned a check for $150,000, which the late Argo owner Harry Ornest sent him in a batch of clippings. That was pretty dumb, but anyway. His contribution to the Canadian sports journalism is legendary, and his interest in the CFL has been unwavering. Jim Hunt will take in his 50th Grey Cup game on Sunday. Jim is not only a regular contributor to the Sun chain of newspapers, but he also holds down a shift on Telemedia's national primetime sports show. He tells it the way it is, and that means as many brickbats as bouquets, but Jim Hunt's interest in the CFL has been enthusiastic throughout all of those 50 years. And finally, a gentleman whose profile is lower, though I'll tell you there isn't a player, a coach, or an official in the CFL who doesn't know him well. In fact, just today, he was doing an interview with Brian Williams of the CBC, Doug Flutie was, rather, and the first person he asked about is, where's this gentleman? And the gentleman I'm talking about is Fausto Bellamini, who has patrolled the sidelines for the CBC. You won't know him, but he's the guy that convinces them to delay kickoff so they can squeeze in just one more commercial. Everybody knows him. He's the one to blame for that. He's also a fixture in the CFL, and he's contributed a great deal to helping fans across Canada stay in touch with the CFL through television. He's been a wonderful member of the CFL extended family. So none of these 3 people knew about it. I hope they're all sitting here somewhere. I'd ask them to come up, and I'm going to unilaterally nominate Jim Hunt, if he's going to come up here, to be the spokesperson for the 3 and accept the Commissioner's Award for their great contribution to the Canadian Football League. Thank you very much.
I was assured tonight I wouldn't have to speak, so I have nothing prepared. Aren't you lucky? But all this proves, if you stay around long enough, good things can happen to almost anybody, including me. And frankly, when actually this is my 51st Grey Cup game, believe it or not. The first one I saw, and it shows how times have changed, as a kid from Sarnia, I came down to see the RCF Hurricanes play Winnipeg Air Force, 1943. And it cost $2.50 for a seat on the 40-yard line. Things have changed, but the CFL is still a wonderful place. Some of my great memories, and I'm sure that my colleagues would agree with me, have been covering football games. I love the game, and there's nothing else like it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations to all 3. It's been a great run for all of you. Can you imagine 50 Grey Cups in a row for Jim Hunt? The CFL's outstanding player in a pass-happy league will be presented to a running back a few moments from now. Kelvin Anderson of the Calgary Stampeders and Montreal's Mike Pringle are the nominees.
An infinite number of monkeys on an infinite number of typewriters will eventually define all that is Canada.
Gentlemen, down south, we have trouble following your puck. So what we want to do is introduce this blue streak on screen every time someone passes the puck. And when they shoot it, red streak. Blue pass, red shoot. You get it, boys?
It was born of royalty, crowned in glory, and has held court over some of the fiercest battles of all time. It has witnessed moments of greatness Noble men of courage, undaunted in their quest for victory. It is a living testament to the spirit of our game.
All week, your men gave you 100%. Make that 110. So tonight, you're taking them for a well-deserved night out. There's only one problem. You don't have the Dodge Ram Quad Cab. It's got 4 doors, a choice of 4 powerful engines, and plenty of room for up to 6 people.
I feel really close to you guys.
Time was we could do anything we wanted to, but now there's nothing left to prove. Oh, tonight it's never been more right. You see the world in a different light. All right, I'll see you tonight.
The CFL Chrysler Outstanding Player Awards, brought to you by Dodge Trucks, official trucks of the CFL. By the Keg Steakhouse and Bar, for great steaks, good friends, see you tonight. And by Adidas, official sponsor of the CFL.
And welcome back to the 1998 Chrysler Outstanding Player Awards at the Manitoba Centennial Concert Hall. The big award for the CFL's top player in 1998 is just ahead, but we'll keep Mike and Kelvin on the edge of their seats for just a minute or two more so I can introduce my first ever Grey Cup hero. He is the honorary chairman of Grey Cup 98 here in Winnipeg, Blue Bomber greats, Kenny Plain. Now, it seems to me, Kenny, with all the work you've been doing on this Grey Cup, that it must have been a lot easier back in those days in '58 and a few other times to just play in the darn game.
Yeah, I think you're right, John. You know, it was about 1 week of practice. 3 hours later, the game was over. We've been going about the last 10 months nonstop, ready to showcase Winnipeg, Manitoba for this '98 Grey Cup. And all I can say, we're ready.
Great to see all the players from that '58 team here in Winnipeg to celebrate this Grey Cup week. And, you know, they haven't really changed a whole bunch in 40 years, have they?
We don't think so.
Yeah.
But you might after you see a few of them. But we got a great bunch coming back. Jim Van Pelt will be here, Frank Rigney, Herb Gray, Jerry James, Charlie Shepard, Leo Lewis, just to name a few. But we're really looking forward to it.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. Hang with me for a moment because we have reached the big moments and the big award. To make the presentation, 2 more Winnipeg legends, Willard Reeves and Don Whitman.
Thanks, John. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The appearance of Willard Reeves certainly will evoke many pleasant memories for Winnipeg football fans. During his 5-year career with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 3 times he won the Canadian Football League rushing championship, and in 1984, you really hit the jackpot, Willard. The most valuable player in the Canadian Football League and a Grey Cup.
Yeah, I think the 1984 Grey Cup was probably the highlight of my career because that brought the Grey Cup back to Winnipeg after 20 years of a drought.
And you started something that football fans in Winnipeg will also remember. Every time Willard scored a touchdown at Winnipeg Stadium, he presented the football to some very special people.
I gave those footballs to the handicap session. That actually started my first year in Winnipeg in 1983. And I thought it was a great thing. You know, it made me work hard and it put a little smile on those people's faces. So I decided I'm going to go back out and do it again.
They certainly appreciated it. I don't know whether Cal Murphy, who was your coach and general manager, was particularly happy. What were they, $50 a copy, and you gave away about 47 footballs?
I gave away about that much. And
did he dock it from your pay?
Yeah, he did. And then
and then he got rid of you.
Well, yeah, it came down to either the footballs or me, and in 1988, Cal decided to get rid of me and keep the football. So.
Well, Willard, you're fondly remembered by football fans not only in Winnipeg, but all across the Canadian Football League.
Thank you.
And Willard, like you, the 1998 Outstanding Player will be one of 2 running backs. And let's take a look at the nominees.
The Western representative for Most Outstanding Player is Kelvin Anderson of the Calgary Stampeders. Anderson, named the CFL's top rookie 2 years ago, was once again a key component in the Stampeders' powerful offense. He broke the 1,000-yard rushing barrier for the 3rd consecutive season. In the end, his total was 1,325 yards, ranking him 2nd in the league, and the combined yardage of 1,930 ranked him 3rd in the CFL. The Eastern nominee is Mike Pringle of the Montreal Alouettes. In one of the greatest individual seasons in CFL history, Pringle rewrote several of the league's rushing records, finishing the '98 season with an incredible 2,065 yards, the first runner in league history to eclipse 2,000. He also had the most consecutive 100-yard rushing games with 13 and the most 100-yard rushing games in a season with 14. Seeking his 2nd Chrysler Most Outstanding Player award, representing the East, Mike Pringle. 2 running backs with great 1998 seasons. And to present the Most Outstanding Player award on behalf of Chrysler Canada is their Regional Sales Manager of Western Canada. Please welcome Mr. Dean McCauley.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chrysler Canada and its dealers from coast to coast are proud to present the 1998 Most Outstanding Player Award to Mike Pringle.
I'm going to hold on to this trophy for as long as I can because my mother already told me if you win tonight, you know the trophy's mine. So I'm going to have to give it up. First of all, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with the talent to do the things that I do on the football field. And for his blessings throughout this entire year. He showered me with blessings for the talent on the football field, for the 2,000 yards I was able to get that I asked God for over and over and over and over again. and he heard me. And most importantly, for blessing me with my beautiful wife, McKenya, who 9 months ago walked down the aisle. And thank you. It's truly an honor to be here this evening. I'm very honored, and I'm proud. I'm proud of the fact that it was 2 running backs nominated for this award in this otherwise pass-happy league. And I have to take my hat off to Calvin Anderson, a great running back. It's a lot of people I need to thank because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people that surround me. And football is a team sport, and without the success of others, the individuals can't be successful. And number one, I'd like to thank my offensive line. The best offensive line, I think, in the CFL. They protected me and blocked for me all year long, moved the big guys out of my way to make my job look easy. Thank you all. Thank you, Azuma. I also like to thank the fans in Montreal. You know, since the move to McGill Stadium, the fan support has been great. I think when we first went to McGill, the fans came because it was for a sense of nostalgia. But they came and they saw a great product on the field, and they got reacquainted with the CFL. And Mr. Bob Wettenhall, the owner of the Montreal Alouettes, has done a tremendous job in keeping the Alouettes there and putting together a first-class operation. I would also like to thank Jim Pop, the general manager, for going out and finding talent, surrounding me with quality athletes like Miles here. You know, who's a great young up and coming, you know, just a baller. Yeah, he's just a baller. Let's see, who else? I also like to thank Dave Ritchie, who's a great motivator, who's a great inspiration for the team. He gets a lot of respect from his teammates, and you know, I'm just glad that he was able to be with us for those 3 years, the first 3 years, and I hope he continues to be the head coach of the Montreal Alouettes. And with that said, let's see, who else? I don't want to forget anybody. I also like to thank Doug Flutie for going to the NFL and freeing up this award.
Well, it's great to be home here in Winnipeg for Grey Cup 1998, and what a way to kick it off here at the Chrysler Awards tonight. Once again, we'd like you to welcome all our winners. Congratulations to everyone who picked up an award and all the nominees who joined us here at the Manitoba Centennial Concert Hall. So come on out and take one last bow. Well, the forecast looks great for Sunday, and so does the matchup. The Tiger Cats and the Stampeders get ready for Grey Cup 98. Enjoy the game, everyone, and thanks for joining us here in Winnipeg tonight.